Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Take a deep breath with me for a second. Feel the quiet space inside you, that small, sacred sanctuary that is purely yours. It's where your true self resides, your intuition whispers, and your peace finds refuge. We spend a lifetime trying to cultivate and protect this inner calm, building boundaries, understanding ourselves, learning to navigate the noise of the world. But what happens when the people closest to us, the ones we care about most, unknowingly, or sometimes knowingly, try to invade that space? What happens when their needs, their fears, their unresolved issues spill over and threaten to drown the very peace you've worked so hard to build? It's a subtle erosion, like waves slowly wearing away the shore. And often, it starts with seemingly small requests. In a world that constantly pulls you outwards, demanding your energy, your attention, your validation, recognizing these subtle invasions is crucial. It's not about being selfish, it's about self-preservation, protecting your psychological oxygen mask so you can actually live, not just gasp for air. In this video, we're going to explore 5 things people might ask of you, perhaps unconsciously, that, from a psychological perspective, are profoundly draining and detrimental to your inner calm. These aren't always malicious acts, but they are boundary violations that can leave you feeling depleted, resentful, and disconnected from yourself. Staying until the end might illuminate dynamics you hadn't fully seen before, giving you the clarity you need to reclaim your psychological space. The first subtle request that can steal your peace: being asked to be their sole source of validation or happiness. Imagine carrying an empty cup around all day, hoping someone else will fill it. It's an exhausting state to be in. Now imagine someone expects you to be the only one with the pitcher. This happens when a friend or family member constantly relies on you for their emotional well-being, their sense of self-worth, or even their daily dose of happiness. Every decision, every mood swing, every insecurity becomes something you are implicitly responsible for. They might say things like, "If you don't do this, I'll be miserable," or, "You're the only one who understands me. I don't know what I'd do without you." While wanting to support loved ones is natural, this is different. This is a demand for you to become their emotional crutch, their life raft, their entire external validation system. Psychologically, this is a massive burden. It places impossible pressure on you and prevents them from developing their own internal resilience, coping mechanisms, and self-validation. You become a reservoir constantly being drawn from, but never refilled by them. Over time, this leaves you feeling drained, anxious, and resenting the very person you're trying to save. It's like being asked to hold up a collapsing building alone. You can't, and attempting to will only crush you. Your role is to be a supportive presence, not a replacement for their own inner work or a therapist. Recognizing this dynamic is the first step to gently, but firmly, setting boundaries. Your peace is not a perpetual motion machine designed solely for someone else's emotional needs. Moving on to the second draining request: being pressured to sacrifice your need for solitude or personal space. We all have different needs for solitude. Some thrive on it, others require less. But it is a fundamental psychological need for everyone to process thoughts, recharge, maintain identity, and simply be without external demands. This need becomes compromised when someone close to you constantly demands your time, your presence, or feels hurt or rejected by your need for space. They might guilt trip you. "Why do you always want to be alone? Don't you like spending time with me?" Or, It feels like you're avoiding me. This isn't about occasional quality time. It's about an expectation of constant accessibility, a subtle demand that your inner battery should always be available for them to plug into. Psychologically, denying yourself necessary solitude is like denying your body sleep. It leads to burnout, irritability, loss of focus, and a diminishing sense of self. Your personal space and quiet time are not luxuries. They are necessities for psychological health. When someone asks you to compromise this consistently, they are asking you to deplete your own reserves for their comfort or neediness. It's essential to communicate your need for space, not as rejection, but as a vital part of maintaining your well-being, which ultimately allows you to be a better friend, partner, or family member when you are present. Protecting your solitude is protecting your sanity. The third subtle ask that erodes peace: being expected to carry the emotional weight of their unresolved past. This is a heavy one. Sometimes people carry trauma, regrets, or unresolved issues from their history. And sometimes they unconsciously or even consciously offload this emotional baggage onto the people around them. This isn't about sharing difficult experiences. It's about expecting you to somehow fix, carry, or constantly listen to the same of past pain, without them actively seeking resolution or professional help. They might constantly bring up old hurts, blame others endlessly for past misfortunes, or wallow in victimhood, expecting you to empathize, validate, and absorb this chronic negativity. You become an emotional landfill for their history. Psychologically, this is incredibly draining. You're processing emotions that aren't yours, getting pulled into narratives you can't change, and absorbing a level of negativity that can darken your own outlook. It's like being asked to wear someone else's heavy, muddy coat all the time. It weighs you down and makes you dirty. While compassion is important, you cannot be someone else's therapist, savior, or emotional punching bag for their past. When someone expects you to perpetually carry the weight of their history without seeking to unpack it themselves, they are asking you to sacrifice your present peace for their unresolved past. Setting a boundary here is crucial, offering support for their journey towards healing, but refusing to carry the burden for them. The fourth draining request: demanding you dim your light or shrink yourself to make them feel more comfortable. This is insidious because it often comes from a place of someone else's insecurity or envy. It happens when your achievements, your happiness, your confidence, or simply your vibrant energy makes someone else feel inadequate. And they implicitly or explicitly ask you to tone it down. They might offer backhanded compliments. "Oh, you look great for your age." Or subtly undermine your successes, change the subject when you share good news, or make you feel like you're showing off when you're just being yourself. The underlying message is, "Your thriving makes me uncomfortable. So please shrink back into the shadows so I can feel bigger." Psychologically, this is an attack on your self-worth and your right to shine. It forces you into a position of self-censorship, making you hide parts of yourself that are positive and life-affirming. It's like being a bright star and someone asking you to stop glowing because it's too bright for their eyes. You have every right to be fully yourself, to be happy, to be successful, and to express your authentic energy without apology. When someone asks you to dim your light, they are asking you to compromise your joy and vitality for their own unaddressed issues. Your radiance is not a threat. It is a gift. Never let anyone convince you otherwise. And finally, the fifth draining request: pressuring you to abandon your core values or beliefs for their acceptance or convenience. This strikes at the heart of your integrity and identity. Your core values are your inner compass, guiding your decisions and shaping who you are. When someone pressures you to act against these values, whether it's asking you to be dishonest, participate in something that feels morally wrong, or abandon a belief system that is fundamental to your peace, they are asking you to betray yourself. This could be pressure to lie to protect someone, to endorse something you disagree with, or to participate in gossip or negativity that goes against your nature. The implicit message is, your integrity is less important than my comfort, my secret, or our group conformity. Psychologically, violating your core values leads to immense internal conflict, guilt, anxiety, and a profound loss of self-respect. It fractures your inner world. It's like being asked to break the foundation of your own house just to let someone in through a window they're too lazy to open. The house will crumble. Your integrity is priceless. While compromise is part of relationships, compromising your fundamental values is a path to psychological distress. When someone asks you to abandon your inner compass for their sake, they are asking you to pay too high a price. The price of your soul's quiet knowing. Saying no to this is not just an act of self-preservation. It's an act of profound self-respect. Recognizing these subtle demands is the first step. They chip away at your peace, not with sudden blows, but with constant, quiet erosion. Protecting your inner calm, your psychological space, your emotional energy, your authentic self, and your integrity is not selfish. It is necessary work. It is about honoring the sacred space within you. Setting boundaries around these things might be met with resistance, guilt trips, or even accusations of changing or being uncaring. That reaction often tells you more about the other person's dependency or discomfort than it does about you. Stay firm. Your peace is non-negotiable. You deserve to live your life from a place of fullness, not constant depletion. You deserve to nurture your own garden, not just constantly water someone else's desert. Listen to that quiet voice inside you. It knows when your boundaries are being crossed, when your peace is being threatened. Trust it. Which of these resonated most deeply with you? Have you encountered these subtle demands in your own life? How have you learned to protect your inner sanctuary? Sharing your experience helps others feel less alone and provides valuable insights. If this video brought value to you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. And let me know in the comments which of these 5 points hit home the hardest, or if there's another subtle demand that drains your peace. I'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you for spending this time with me, focusing on the vital work of protecting your inner world. Remember, your peace is your power. Guard it fiercely. See you in the next video.